Okay, before we come to the Gold Cup, we're going to go through the other races on the Friday of Cheltenham. You've got the County Hurdle, the Grand Annual, the Martin Pipe, and the Foxhunters. Dean.
Yeah.
It's always very important that you finish the festival on a high. And if you find one of these handicap winners, the chances are you're going to come out on top. Have you a strong fancy in any of these 4 races?
I do, actually. There's Countista and Aramon in the County Hurdle really interest me. Countista, I think, might go for the double, the Imperial and this race.
JP's?
Yeah, I think it's on 135. Ran really well in the race last year. £5 penny, put it on 140. Should get it in somewhere near the bottom.
Okay.
So Countista is really interesting. Willie Mullins done a great job with Aramon running out the back in really good races to get it in. I think it's off 149. So I definitely have that on the radar. What else have I got for this? The Pipe, the Boss's Oscars obviously looks like it's been nicely set up. I was interested if Danny Kerwin turns up anywhere. If he does turn up, be interested there. Yeah, but it's about the day, you know. I think he might just have it in him.
Maybe.
He's a classy beast if they get him right. Nichols, a few of his didn't run that well around that time, so Danny Kerwin I thought was interesting in the Pipe, but I am on the Boss's Oscar already, so hopefully he goes.
Excellent. Sam, where's the money been in these handicaps?
Of those that we're looking at, Amaron just mentioned, that's been really, really well punted. Of the handicaps, that's probably our worst result so far in the book. 12-1 still. Martin Pipe, I think there's so many things double entered, it's kind of put a few people off. I quite like the Boss's Oscar at the shorter prices in there. That's been a nibbled horse, shall we say.
Lovely. Diarmuid, I'm sure you've been through the handicaps with a fine-tooth comb since yesterday. What have you come up with?
Yeah, there's a few there. The Grand Annual, I think Lisp is a great bet. Runs here of 144, 5th in the County Hurdle last year of 145. Was 5 years old last season and runs here as a 6-year-old. He just seems to be improving. That run against Fisher's Cross last time was just a really, really good run.
Mr. Fisher.
Mr. Fisher even, yeah. In the County Hurdle, I thought Mohayed looks very, very well handicapped. I mean, this was a horse...
Previous winner.
Yeah, like, this was a horse last year who was only 7 lengths behind off 153. He lines up this year off 142. Like, he's absolutely thrown in for a previous winner. The money seems to be coming for him, but...
What price are we talking about? 12s?
12s only now, yeah. So it does seem like he's been well back the last few days as well.
Did you get a bit bigger?
It looks a bit of a no. I only spotted him yesterday, so I completely missed it. But the Mohead does just look like the Skeltons have decided. He's still a relatively young horse, and Mohead does just look the kind of horse that...
So they've won the race for the last 2 years. They won it with Chittabello last year.
Yeah.
Mohead the year before. The hat-trick.
Could go again. Yeah, 3 years. Superb Story before, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was second.
Yeah, so yeah, like they've had a serious run in it, and the last one is the Boss's Oscar as well. Keith was very fond of this horse earlier on in the year. I haven't heard about him since, but a mark of 138 for him does look quite short. I know he was beaten last time, but he just didn't look like he enjoyed that day at all. Before that, at Leopardstown, he was very, very good. Beat a Willie Mullins horse called John Snow. It mightn't be great, but he still put him away quite easily. And the other one in that is the Rich Ritchie owned 5 o'clock off top weight. I think this horse could be quite good.
Okay. Yeah, very interesting. There's a few for you in the handicaps. David, like anything in those 4 handicaps? Or 3 handicaps in the Foxhunters even?
Yeah, Janadil. Have your life on him each way.
Martin. JP, I love you.
Yeah, well, it's there. He's after winning the last three times he's ran. Billaway.
Janadil is that horse. Somebody said, who's that? Janadil in the County Hurdle, owned by JP, trained by Willie. 12-1 with BetVictor. Yep.
I think he's he only does enough. You can see that in all his races. He just wins comfortably every day. With his ears pricked, lovely horse, and I think he's not finished improving yet. Lovely. 5 o'clock in the Martin Pipe. I thought he was very impressive the other day. With Danny in Thurles on a track he wouldn't like. Probably a bit too tight for him. He's a big, huge horse. And Billaway as well. He's a horse that's really after turning the corner this year. When he first came to Willie's, there wasn't much hope for him. But he's just after turning the corner. He looks a different horse. He bolted up the last day in Naas in that Hunter's Chase. And I think this is one Patrick really wants to add to his CV is the Foxhunters in Cheltenham. I think this is his best chance he's ever going to have in it.
Lovely. Excellent stuff, Dave. That's Billaway in the Foxhunters, Janadil in the County Hurdle, and 5 o'clock in the Martin Pipe. Mikey, the handicaps, what have you got for us?
I like Column of Fire. Won him, I know he was going to stuff A1 New Year's Day in a maiden hurdle. and he fell, and then he obviously bolted up in Punchestown, and then they ran him into Pertemps against all their horses, just to get the distance into him 3 mile. And I think is he stepping back into the Martin Pipe. He's 11.8 in it. Like the way the weights are now over there, he's not going to be giving an awful lot weight to too many. And the owner trainer has a savage record in it, and he'd be mine if I could write something in it. He would be it.
Lovely stuff. That's Column of Fire in the Martin Pipe. And Don.
Front view in the Martin Pipe. If you go, he's entered in everything, including the Imperial
get
Cup.
in?
Yeah, I'll get in all right.
Yeah,
you'll get in,
139. Yeah.
That was a very eye-catching run last time.
It was, and that was his first run since November, and 5 o'clock was impressive in beating him now, but he kind of cut across and going to the last, and then front view didn't jump the last well, and he stayed on to get second. So, yeah, Joseph O'Brien, Jeff McManus, last year's winning connections as well. 139, he should get in off a lovely, like it was 145 ceiling, he should get in off a nice racing weight. So he's interesting. I think it's the Martin Pipe that he'll go in, but he's in everything. So it's hard to know with the JP horses where they're going to go.
I think it is the Martin Pipe. So I was on a preview with Joseph. And
All right.
That was it.
Who rides him?
Oakley
Brown. Yeah.
No, I don't
John
know.
Joe, no?
No, he never said actually.
Oakley Brown will be some addition there as well.
Yeah.
Was he claimed 7?
Serious.
I don't think you can claim in the
You
race.
can't claim him in
No,
that.
you can't claim, sorry. Yeah. Still, he's value for nothing.
Yeah. Front view. Anything
I
else?
finished that rule for claiming in that race.
Did you,
Yeah,
Mike?
because you usually got 3 or 4 pounds.
If you were riding for your yard.
and,
Yeah.
they dropped it after that because I was riding for Willie in it, and like obviously Tom Paul, turned out to be a very good horse, and then I was claiming 3 pounds off him as well, so they just nipped that in the bud.
So best jockey in the race, best horse in the race, and you were still able to claim 3 pounds.
Look at.
I thought you'd take praise easily.
No. He was a Gold Cup horse in the handicap. Good job he was too.
Anything else?
I never got another go on him though. O'Leary that was.
Speaking of which, Eclair de Beaufort maybe in the Grand Annual. He ran a hell of a race in the County Hurdle last year. He fell at the last, unseated at the last when he kicked clear around the home turn, and he won the handicap chase at Leopardstown impressively the last day. He only won by about 2 lengths, but he won it well. He looked like he had more in hand than that. He got £9 for it. Well, it's £9 including the English, whatever VAT or addition, whatever it is that they call it. He's 149, so he's not well in with Lisp on the running last year, but I think he might have gone close in the County Hurdle, and he goes into the race on a high with the win under his belt. So he's interesting as well, I think, in the Grand Annual.
Brilliant. In the Grand Annual, I like Breland Das, who was 3rd in the race last year. I think he's got a real similar profile to Le Parisien, who won the race a couple of years ago. I'd be all over front view in the Martin Pipe. I think he's the best horse in the race. Even if they're running off levels, I think he'd win it. And just a sneaky one that I thought would run well in the Foxhunters is Staker Wallace, who was behind Billaway last time, but he's won a point since, and I think he could run well. Staker